Good afternoon, everyone. We welcome you all today to the launch of the book How ICT was Enabled in Local Languages. I invite Professor Gihan Dias, a professor at the University of Moratuwa, domain registrar, and also the CEO and founder of the LK Domain Registry. One of the most significant milestones in Professor Dias's career was setting up Sri Lanka's country code top-level domain.lk. Professor Dias was a program director of the ICTA, where he led the program on ICT in local language. He is a past president of the Internet Society and was inducted into the Internet Hall of Fame in 2013 for his pioneering work on developing the Internet in Sri Lanka. He will tell us why it was necessary to document the struggles and the accomplishments which made it possible to use ICT in Sinhala and Tamil.
Thank you, Niroja. So it gives me a great pleasure, although there is only a small number of people in the room. There is a much larger number both on Zoom as well as Facebook. So there is a very large number. So I'm sorry we couldn't arrange it in a big hall, but we thought this is the safest way to handle it, just in case we have a situation where we can't have a large meeting. I will remove this thing and talk. So let me go back to the late 1990s at the then SINTEC, Computer and Information Technology Council of Sri Lanka. And so there we had a committee called the Internet Committee. Several of the members are here: Jayanta, Harsha, Vasanta, Aruni, and maybe I think those are the people who are here today. And what we were trying to do in that committee is not local languages, but we were trying to have internet, make people use the internet more. But so then somebody, I don't know who it was in the committee, said, oh, let's have a website. And websites were fairly new those days. I mean, not like today where websites are very common. In Sinhala and Tamil, to explain to people how to get onto the internet. Because then, as now, majority of people in Sri Lanka cannot speak English, they cannot understand English, even if they can read English. So one interesting thing in Sri Lanka is that many people can read the English and they can maybe pronounce the words, but they will not really understand and they will not speak. ඉතින් අපි හිතුවා අපි මේක සිංහලෙන් දාමු වෙබ්සයිට් එකක්. So very good idea. Everybody said yes, අපි කරමු මේක. Then the question is කොහොමද සිංහලෙන් වෙබ්සයිට් එකක් දාන්නේ? Right? ඒක අපි පටන් ගත්තාම අපිට එකට උත්තරයක් හොයාගන්න බැරි වුණා ලේසියෙන්. මුලින්ම කොහොමද මේ සිංහල අකුරු මොනවද මේ අපි වෙබ් එකේ දාන්නේ කොහොමද? ඊට පස්සේ අපි හැමෙන් හොයනකොට එක එක જાතිය අකුරු තිබුණා. මේ ඒ වුණාට කවුද කිව්වා නෑ ඒව හරියන්නේ නැහැ යුනිකෝඩ් කියන එකක් දාන්න ඕනේ. යුනිකෝඩ් කියලා ෆොන්ට් එකක් තියෙනවා නේද? යුනිකෝඩ් ෆොන්ට් එක කවුරු ළඟ තියෙන්නේ? මිස්ටර් නන්දසාර ළඟ. ඊට පස්සේ අපි නන්දසාර හම්බ වෙන්න ගියා. මේ UCSC එක maybe at that time it was ICT. ඊට පස්සේ නන්දසාර කියන ඔව් එහෙම අපි ළඟ ෆොන්ට් එකක් තියෙනවා තමයි ඒනට අපිට දෙන්න හරි රිලක්ටන්ට්. ඊට පස්සේ අපි කීයද මේ ෆොන්ට් එක? 10000 right? අපි 10000 ගෙව්වා. චෙක් එකක් ලියවගෙන ගිහින් දීලා දැන් සල්ලිත් ගෙවලා තියෙන දැන් ෆොන්ට් එක එනකන් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් obviously දැන් ඔඩිට්ස්ලා එහෙම අහනවා මොකද මේ සල්ලි වලට උනේ කියලා. මේ ඉතින් කොහොම හරි සෑහෙන වෙලාවක් ගියා. මොකද ඇත්තටම ඒ ඉන්ටර්නෙට් මේ යුනිකෝඩ් කියන එක ඇත්තටම අපිට හරියට ඒ දවස්වල අපි තේරුම් අරන් හිටියේ නෑ. ඒ නන්දසාරයි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ කට්ටිය මේ ෆොන්ට් එකක් හැදුවට ඒ ෆොන්ට් එක 100%ක් වැඩ කරේ නෑ. අපි බලුවද මොකද්ද තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ? ඇයි මේව වැඩ කරන්නේ නැත්තේ? ඇයි මේ Unicode කියන එක සිංහලෙන් කරන්න බැරි? And then of course we had to look at Tamil. Right? So what do we need to get things running in Tamil? So we realized that a bit before that, in the 1990s, and even before that in the 1980s, there has been a lot of work by Professor Samar Nayaka, Mr. Nandasara, Professor JB, and many other people to get this work done. And then we realized that, okay, but still there are some more work to be done. So instead of the Internet Committee, which of course continued, we also started a thing called a local language working group. And I think we started that in about 2001 or so, I think, when Syntech was still Syntech, and or maybe 2000. Anyway, I don't know if it's actually mentioned the date of starting that is mentioned in the book. I can't remember. And then from then on, we continue to do various things, and that committee has moved here and there and everywhere. But now I think it's back at ICTA, although we haven't had a meeting very recently. And we hope that we will continue our work even after 20 years. Right, so that is how we started. I won't talk about the books since the author is here, but I just want to give a bit about this book and Aruni. So I realized that this is not the first book I have worked on with Aruni. The first book was something called E Murabataya. When ICTA was started in about 2003, we decided that we will have a book to tell people about computer security. And so most books on computer security are very dry, right? They say, oh, to be secure, you have to do this. Oh, whatever you do, don't do that, right? And very dry, and most people don't read them. They take it and you say, I will read it next week, and they will just keep it. But Aruni came up with the idea of having very nice pictures and then very engaging text, like a story. Basically, it was a story. But you are the one who wrote the book, right? Anyway, so I said I worked with you. Some ideas may have come from me. And we came up with just a small booklet. Unfortunately, it's out of print, but we have a few copies. I think we should do another edition of that also. And then I realized that Aruni has a great talent for writing things in such a way that they can be understood by people, right? As a story. So if you look at this one also, it starts with a story of Kumara looking for Bindumati, right? So finally, I don't know whether he found Bindumati or not. But it starts with that problem Kumara had and ends with hopefully Kumara solving that problem. Maybe he'll tell us whether it was actually solved or not. And in the middle, it goes back, of course, to the 1980s with the Wang computers and DMS and several other things like that, where we were using technologies. I think Mr. Jayanta De Silva was also around at that time, and he knows the type of technologies which were there those days. The screens were not graphic screens, character screens, so green screens, right? And sometimes not even keyboards and so on. We were using punch card machines and all sorts of things. And trying to get Sinhala and Tamil to work in that was a huge thing. Now it's 100 times easier. So from the 1980s, then 1990s, where the the Sri Lanka Standard Institute's committee worked on standardizing Unicode. Then all the work done by many people. So if you look at this, certainly I will be the first person to say that we have left out various people here. That is the nature of writing a book like this, because if you try to do everything, you will never succeed. So I'm sure there will be people who said, I did this, why is it not here? Which is probably going to be true, but the only way you can write a book is write about things you can write about. So we start with Tibas Kaputa from Niranjan Meegamana is here. Then Microimage, Helavadana, Shanmuganathan, and then associate newspapers, Lake House, which obviously they had to get all their papers done, and they realized that if the things had to be on the web, they had to be on a way that people can have it on the web. Then so various things like that, which document all the things which happened starting from the 1980s up to maybe about mid 2010s. So of course the story continues. So the book is of course printed, and this will be the book. But I don't know, there'll be a second edition, maybe there might be. But of course the saga continues. Many more things need to be done. Especially one of the things we need to do is have all these new things which are coming up: artificial intelligence, machine learning, right? Internet of things. They should work in our languages, right? Right now, most of them are not. So that will be our next challenge. And of course, by the time we solve those, there'll be some new challenges. So by the time these guys get a bit, old and start working in these areas, I'm sure they'll be working on challenges which are we don't even know about today. So, but for all those, I'm 100% sure we will also need, if we want our country, our people to use technology, then the technology has to be in our language. There were certain people when we started in 2000s who complained, you are going to destroy this country, you are going to create a generation of people who don't know English. But of course, I mean, most of our country never knew English, and they will continue not to know English. And if you right. So if you look at countries like Thailand, I mean, they have managed to do a whole lot where everybody speaks in Thai and very small number of people, and even Japan. I mean, if you go to Japan and try to figure out who speaks English, very few. That doesn't stop them from developing. So we have to realize that we should not necessarily have to change to meet technology. It is technology which should change to meet us. So that is basically what this book is about. Thank you very much.